Welcome back to In Pursuit of Magic, where we explore the things that inspire us, connect us, and the magic we find along the way. I'm Matthew Medina, and today's very special guest is a multi-talented actress whose range has brought her from the sandy musical beaches of Teen Beach Movie to the worlds of Supernatural, Scream Queen, Z Nation, Mile 66, and Superhost. With her impressive background in musical theater and flexing her drama, comedy, and horror chops, she's as multi-talented as they come. I'm very, very excited to welcome Gracie Gillam. Gracie, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Matthew.
It's so funny when I do an intro for people and I like break down all the things they've done. They're always like, wow, it's a lot of stuff.
It is mile 666, not 66. It's a little less
Oh.
nostalgic and a little more spooky.
I wrote 666 and I don't know why it came out 66. Yes, mile 666.
I just put a little route 66.
Well, it's so funny because I mentioned that you started out with musical theater background. And so
Mhm.
I'm very curious what that was like and what first inspired you to follow that path and get into performing.
Oh, I kind of found it by accident. Like there was a summer that I went to a regular summer camp. And then my mom found out that like our local children's theater, the Magic with a K in downtown San Antonio, had camps. And just kind of signed me and my younger sibling up for a camp. And I met professional actors for the first time. And I was like, I'm sorry, you guys play pretend for like a living. Like I didn't know that that was an option. My first teacher there was named Lee, and it was a musical theater class. And it was just really, really amazing. And then I ended up working at that theater over the summer, like, volunteering as a camp counselor, like getting to direct 5-year-olds. And it was, yeah. And then I went to a really great arts high school in Antonio as well.
Do you think that has inspired you maybe to do directing or teaching or education in the arts in the future?
Yeah. I've actually been directing a bit. Nothing I'm talking about yet, but I've been directing a bit.
Exciting things. It's always fun when you're in the middle of stuff but can't talk about it yet, but you're like dying to share.
Mhm.
And you started in roles like Amy in The Nine Lives of Chloe King, and of course Leela in Teen Beach Movie. What was that transition like in like the musical theater training background? I mean, with Teen Beach Movie, it was kind of like a similar thing, but now on screen. So what was it? What was the difference for you going from like a live stage to screen?
Yeah, the first thing I ever did, although it didn't come out first, was the DreamWorks remake of the movie Fright Night.
Yeah.
And I remember just the blocking felt so intense. I was just like, well, we just have to figure out how to do this because theater blocking is approximate. And I actually didn't know that we were shooting in 3D until the trailer for that movie came out. And I was like, yeah, that was a lot of cameras. Yeah.
I
Um,
never thought of that, how like filming something in 3D, the blocking could be completely different.
Yeah, it was like I think it just like had to be really, really precise. And then I was like, oh, on-camera acting is very precise and the blocking is really complicated. But I was also doing like moving a car seat and then getting in the back seat and like all sorts of stuff. But then I don't think I ever had to do anything like that. I was like, then when I booked Nine Lives of Chloe King, I was like, oh, hitting your mark is not as hard as it was in that first one.
Yeah, that's a very intense experience, I think, because you have to keep so many other things in mind.
Yeah, it was funny. But if you figure it out, you also you don't get to do it all at once, which is its own challenge, which I came to really, really
Yeah.
love.
Well, it's funny that you experienced that challenge so early on because it probably prepared you for other things that you've done afterward. And I'm thinking like going to different types of roles also with drama and horror, comedy. And then there was Teen Beach Movie who like mixed comedy with musical, and Leela was such a fun character. And I feel like a legendary one in DComs. So I'm very curious, what was your favorite part of playing her and what elements from your musical theater background did you draw on?
I mean, it was amazing to get to do musical theater again. Um, and Layla is my favorite character I've ever played. I think because she's so classic, but also so weirdly sci-fi and infinite. Like her ability and her intellect is like actually infinite because it was limited
Yeah.
by like a force that is no longer limiting her. Um, and also like it was, I mean, I love singing and I like dancing and the choreography in that movie is incredible. Like, I really
Yeah.
I that was a step up from the kind of musical theater dancing I was doing in high school for sure. There's a great behind the scenes picture that I love that like a fan tagged me in online, so I noticed. and everybody is doing a dance in there, and like we're in our little chairs, and I'm selling it, and I have like this big smile on, and my legs are out, and everybody else in the picture has their legs crossed because I'm on the wrong beat. I'm like, but I'm selling it.
Well, that's the thing. Like the audience would never know. It's
Yeah.
always the people who are doing it that would know.
Yeah, I was actually mysteriously not invited to set when they shot that section.
Well, what's so fun about that movie, I think, also is, like you said, with Layla, especially, she grows so much between both movies where, like you said, she's not limited anymore. And that was kind of impressive to see with her arc, where she was kind of the first person to like think beyond what the script had in mind for her.
I mean, I geeked when I got to read the script for the first time. The initial audition materials did not give anything away about what the real story was. It was titled something like titled Big Moves, which I was like, that's probably like
Interesting.
probably going to be called something else, right?
Yeah.
And then after, and I like, I wanted to go in on it because it was a singing audition, and that's fun. But like after that, I got invited to like go to a building and read the script. Like they weren't going to email it to you. Like you had to like show up and read it in person. And I was like, this is an early 1960s beach party movie. Like I grew up watching those movies. Like Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. I was like, oh my God, I picked Layla because she was the secondary lead, and with no information to go on, I'm like, I tend to like the secondary female lead characters more than the primary leading characters. And then I went out, I was like, oh my God, I went out for the Annette Funicello part. Like, that's awesome. I didn't know what this was about. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, she was such a vital part of the story too, where she affected every other character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also I felt such freedom to get to make her what I wanted. Our director Jeffrey Hornaday was just like really trusted me, and like I don't know, he was a really amazing collaborator. And also the wardrobe. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
The first Teen Beach movie was costumed by now Academy Award winning costume designer Ruthie Carter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those costumes looked incredible.
Incredible. And we got it was the most amazing collaborative experience. Like we got together and we talked about her. Like I had started wearing I wore a leather jacket to my auditions starting like once I understood who the character was. But she was the one who came up with like the all pink biker uniform. It was just epic.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
So brilliant. Yeah. And we picked that polka dot dress off of a rack of vintage clothes that they'd shopped for in Puerto Rico.
Which is, yeah, I was going to say also filming in Puerto Rico is part of that experience. So that's awesome that dress was found there.
Yeah.
So much fun. And how long were you guys filming in Puerto Rico? Because that must be a fun experience to just be like on that beach and doing choreography.
Yeah. That's the idyllic movie within a movie beach is the Governor's Beach. Technically none of the beaches can be privately owned, but like you would have to come up on it, like the land around it, like you can't get to by car. So you would have to like come around to that beach, like via the water if you wanted to see it. So that was like very much a privilege.
Yeah, it's like you had your own private space to do what you needed to do.
Yeah. When we were there, because we did a lot of the dance rehearsing there as well. So like there was a lot of non-production days that we spent there. So for both of them, we were there for almost 3 months, like including a vacation that I went on. Like, I'm like, I have spent a half a year of my life in Puerto Rico. What a privilege.
That's
I love,
awesome.
gorgeous. And I absolutely love everyone I met there.
Yeah, I'm just that's so awesome because I'm Puerto Rican and I've only gotten to visit once and
Oh, really?
loved it. And it was way too short. So I have to go back.
Oh, you have to go back. Did you go to El Yunque?
I know.
Did you get to go to the rainforest?
No, we didn't get to go. We were there for a couple days after a cruise. And so I have to go back to go there.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. You have to hike to the waterfall. You have to get in the waterfall. It's cold year round, but you have to get it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I was going to say on your off time, it was like the perfect place to be because there's so many things to do.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was although I did, on a lot of my days off, I did get like a call from a producer and they're like, hey, so, obviously we can't tell you what to do with your time off, but like, stay out of the sun.
Yeah. I mean,
there was a joke.
I mean, that's important. Even if you weren't there filming a movie, like that's important information to have anyway. But then, especially when you're needed on set, they're like, you gotta be careful.
Your day off, but
like,
you cannot get some.
No,
Garrett,
that's important too. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't even think about that. Like, you have to protect different parts of yourself.
Yeah, and you have to maintain continuity. Like, it's not only like it would be noticeable if I got more tan also.
Right.
Yeah, Garrett tanned the whole time. There was a joke on set that we could have been called Tanner and Paler.
That's really funny, actually. But it sounds like such a fun experience, and that's so cool to know that some of those clothes were found over there, which is really awesome.
Yes, it did rip towards the end of that production. And then for the sequel, they couldn't find an exactly matching polka dot pattern. So every single one of the polka dots on both the hero dress and the double were hand placed for the sequel,
Wow.
hand placed onto the fabric. But brilliant. What an iconic look.
And are those locked away somewhere, or did you get to keep anything?
Oh, no. No, like, not at all. I sometimes will forget to take earrings off because, like, they're also, like, often, like, rushing you because they want it.
Yeah.
The union has, like, rules about how many hours you have to have between when you get off set, but, so often I would forget to take my earrings off, which is, like, not a big deal, and I would just, like, put them in the zipper pocket of my bag, so I would make sure that I
Right.
had them the next day. I did that on the final day of shooting the sequel, and I get a call from not a producer, a PA, like, anyone in the wardrobe department. I get a call from my manager because it has worked its way up the corporate ladder. And then they have
Boy.
now called my manager about how they think I'm trying to steal a pair of little heart studs. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'll give them to a producer in a fucking second. Like I had just gotten back to my hotel room. I didn't even have time to
Jeez.
realize that I had accidentally not taken them off.
Yeah. That's such
So
a
no, I
a
didn't
a
do
simple
anything.
thing to forget too.
I wish. And I don't think they ever, like, put them on display or anything like they did with the High School Musical costumes.
Yeah.
I think they're just, like, in a closet somewhere.
Maybe eventually for, like, an anniversary, they'll put them out somewhere.
That would be cute. I hope
Yeah.
so.
I'm still hoping for, like, a Funko Pop or something, because lately they've been doing more decom stuff in Funko form and blind bags, and I'm like, "Okay,
Oh,
where's Teen
that's so fun.
Beach?"
Yeah. No, I think Layla would be a really easy character to do that to.
Yeah.
At one point, my downstairs neighbor where I lived in LA came up to me, and I knew that he did computer programming stuff for Disney, and he's just like, "I turned you into a pagan penguin today." I was like, "What?" He had, like, designed the club penguin. Like,
Oh, that's so funny.
it was yeah.
I
Good
think I've
time.
seen similar designs like that, where it's, like, the dress and the hair and all that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And, that movie and those characters are such a vibe and such an energy that it's so incredible that you played such vastly different roles. I mean, in Vampire Diaries, Supernatural, Z Nation, and so I'm curious how those experiences shaped your approach to character work. Even though Layla was also a very big character work.
Yeah, I mean, the process is the same, it's just a belief in the stakes, but, I mean, yeah, Layla was so fun to get to play, but, I don't know, I don't really feel like the process is that different for me when I'm playing a murdering psychopath or a girl in a 1960s movie slash space-time continuum paradox.
Which is
Um,
so funny too, because the fact that you have that range, it also shows like I mean, I'm thinking of Superhost specifically, which was so much fun to watch because you did such a phenomenal job. And I always hear like the nicest people can play those roles the best. And I'm like, it makes sense. She must be super nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, people who work in horror are so nice and mentally healthy. Like,
Yeah.
I once had, I went to a dinner party hosted by someone who was, like, very much involved in the creation of the Saw franchise. Just the
Wow.
nicest person. Just the nicest, most, like, wonderful. Yeah, everyone who works in horror for the most part is really chill.
Which is
We're
awesome
in
because
touch with our yeah.
yeah, and I think the community around horror is very similar for the most part. I can't speak broadly, but yeah, I think there's something about it where there was a story I was just told about Rowan Campbell on the set of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and he has to like
Uh-huh.
hammer someone's face in, and like
Yeah.
they yell cut, and then he looks up, he was like, "How was that? Is that okay? Like, you want me to do it again?" Like it was just a very like different attitude. So I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah. Well, because it is like that. Like, I spent, like, in Superhost, spoiler alert, skip a few seconds or whatever. When I'm slicing open Claire's neck, like, behind the scenes, there's also, like, I'm working with the makeup artist on that.
Right.
Like, it's much that's also choreography. A lot of blood work is the same as Teen Beach Movie in that way. Um, but, menacing, horrible, just like blood splatter everywhere. But it was also like cold and like it's a cement garage and it was nighttime. So like it's like cut and you're just like, are you okay, Sarah? Like, okay, get her the
He's
sweat,
just
get her the
checking
sweat.
in.
my God, are you okay? A lot of Z Nation was like that too. You kill a zombie and just like, hey, are you okay?
Like, you're right? That you're all right, cool.
That was a convincing thought. You okay?
Well, now that has me curious too, if Teen Beach Movie was reinvented in the horror genre, what that would look like.
Oh my God. Yeah. Two modern surfers get sucked into a 1960s horror film would be great. I love that
Yeah.
idea.
It would be like one of those 80s horror films, but in the 60s, which would be like really cool to explore.
Oh, yeah. No, maybe it would be. You would choose that decade, I think, if you were going to make that movie. That's fun.
That could be really interesting to write.
Two
I'm
modern
sure
teens
there's
get sucked
fanfic.
into an 80s horror film. That's great. And one of
Yeah.
them doesn't like horror films and one of them really knows
Oh
all
my
the tropes,
God.
helps them survive. Yeah, that's a great movie.
That'd be a lot of fun. Okay, well, now you need to write and direct it, so I'm
All
leaving
right.
that to you. Well, in terms of horror, I mean, a lot of those roles that you've played have been very complex and intense. And so I'm curious for you, what draws you to the genre and what helps you prepare for those kind of roles?
Good question. I think I like anything where like the world is super different. Like if you look at my resume, it's not littered with a bunch of talky stuff, which is sad because I actually really love having a lot of dialogue and I really love comedies. But I haven't done, I've done like really broad comedy stuff. And anyway, all of that is to say, it's really cathartic to get to cry and stuff for reasons that don't affect you after. There's a movie that I
Yeah,
shot a while ago and it keeps threatening to come out in theaters in LA and New York. Um, but I've gotten to see it. It's premiered at festivals and stuff. But that one's called Who's
right.
Watching? And there's a lot, like, lots of like horrific, kind of screamy, cryy stuff that, like, of course, is all like it's all in the same 3 days that you're shooting that stuff.
Wow.
But it's like, honestly, it's like your body gives you the endorphins after you've gone to this dark, scary place. Um, and if you're crying about something that actually isn't happening to you, you kind of get the endorphins that your body gives you. And also, like, after a cut, like, that's not happening to you. But
Yeah.
I did for like the heaviest of those days, I had already prepped a chicken to roast, like with the herb butter, like was ready, like everything was set to cook with Olivia Lucardi, who's in that film with me, who you might know as from It Follows. She had the shell phone. She actually has that prop, but everyone's disappointed when they see it because
Wow.
there's this green screen in it. um, but like we wrapped later than we thought we were that day. But like I was like, I knew I was gonna need some like comfort after that hard day of acting. And we
Yeah.
wrapped later than expected. And Olivia looks at me and she's like, do you still want to roast that chicken? I was like, oh, I'm roasting that fucking chicken. And she says that was the moment when she knew that we were really friends.
And it feels like stuff like that is really needed. I think even after a normal day of shooting, like a
Yeah.
lighter movie, but especially after a movie like that, you're just like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was, yeah, we cooked a lot of really great things together that shoot. It was really great.
I feel like you could do something with that where you like put together a cookbook of recipes that you've made after each role you've played.
Well, that's so fun. Olivia would I should co-do that with Olivia. For my part, I knew Olivia and I were real friends when we went to a farmer's market. And in exact unison, we both at the same time, this whole thing just stopped in our tracks and went, tomatillos. We don't have a blender and kept walking. I was like, okay. I have a friend.
See, that makes for good chemistry though on screen too, when you get to have those moments like off screen and then you have to go back to set and you're like, you're in sync.
Yeah. It was really great for a shoot like that. Yeah. But yeah, you prepare for like, you might have a hard day, but also it's really fun.
Yeah. I
And I
would
like
think,
blood. I like
especially.
working with blood. I like working with
Oh,
women
okay.
who like working with blood.
That's so funny you say that because I hear that from a lot of actresses who are final girls that they love working with the fake blood.
Yeah. Yeah. It's often choreography in a really cool way.
Yeah.
And it just like kind of like, I don't know, it's that same collaboration thing. Like, you're vulnerable and prone in somebody's hands, and then you're like deciding like the logic of another movie that hasn't come out that was made by my dear friend. Uh Sometimes I start thinking 4 things at once, and then I can't not any of them. It was made by my dear friend Sienna Burke. But our makeup artist on that was incredible and incredible with blood. Um, and there's just like this one thing that she does, like there's this like a little impact wound on a chin that you're just like, I'm like, oh my God, that's just, it's not a very bloody movie. Really, there's not that much blood, but oh my God, just like to be so affected with this like a tiny bit of paint. I was like, oh, that tells such a story pro.
Yeah, it's I mean, they're artists. That's why they're called makeup artists, but it's amazing to see that kind of attention to detail, especially with, like, the little things. Because then on the flip side, then you have movies like what Radio Silence does with blood cannons, where I'm like, "That must be so difficult to, like, control
Yeah.
versus just, like, painting it on you."
Yeah. And then it's like you get it's like having a real explosion in something. It's like you get
Yeah.
we could maybe do it twice, but let's really not try to.
What is that cleanup like? Because I've heard it could be difficult to get off.
Yeah, actually, fun fact, what is that, foamy shaving cream called? It comes in the can.
Oh, I
Like,
know what you
they have
mean.
the
Like
tube of it.
Barbasol?
Yeah, yeah, that. That's the way to get fake blood stain off your skin.
Awesome. It's good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That's so
Just
funny that that's what works too.
mhm. It's such a fun it's a weird little thing, but it's the only thing that
Yeah.
actually works to get the stain off.
Well, you've worked with blood a lot, and we were talking a little bit about Superhost, which you were very incredible in that, and I feel
Thank
like it really showed off your range, in terms of playing a very extreme, intense character. What was it like to play that? Because it seems like it could also be fun to play that character.
Yeah. I actually came in for the second week of shooting. They shot all
Oh,
the other character stuff before I came in. Um, and it was apparently really interesting. People were like, there was a shift where people were like, oh, this movie is going to be funny. Because I kind of like, when I read the script, I was like, I don't know if this movie was going to be fun to watch if the killer isn't like pretty funny. And so I was like, I try
yeah.
to find a way to do that. And I was just like, I think being from Texas, I know that smiles can be a lot scarier than mean looks. That was my central philosophy for her. But I do think that she is kind of just like a socially confused person, and that's true of
Yeah.
me. Like I have ADHD and autism, and she has antisocial personality disorder. But I was like, I can use my understanding of being a little confused sometimes in conversations to like really land that. And I think
Yeah.
the humor of her comes in her like deciding how to act normal for a second. You see her like be like, what is expected of me?
Yeah, you really do see the struggle, and I think that that's what makes her so entertaining to watch because it's kind of like, well, maybe she's not so well, maybe she is,
No,
but
she's pretty bad.
I don't know.
I mean, she's just doing what is the best option. She's just kind of doing what she
Yeah.
has to. But the main reason that she doesn't want to kill is just because it's physically exhausting. She does not feel empathy for others.
Which is so it's such a funny, like, character trait that I think that's, like, the cornerstone of who she is.
Yeah, yeah. I love getting to play her. That was so fun.
Well, you also mentioned, Miles 666,
Mhm.
and you have an upcoming appearance at HorrorCon, so
Yes.
tell me a little bit about that and how excited you are for it.
I'm so excited to be able to talk publicly about this one for the first time. I mean, I made this with my husband and two friends. Like
Awesome.
it was Jessica Janos who I shot a Lifetime movie with, Stolen in Plain Sight. And I like came out to LA for a weird like charity theater thing, and I saw her again, and we both just like burst into tears when we saw each other because we love working together so much. And we were just like, let's make a movie. And I was living in North Carolina, and I was like, let's make a movie in North Carolina. And then Jessica's long life partner Nick was like, let's make a trail movie because he had hiked the Pacific Crest Trail,
Wow.
and was interested in Appalachian Trail. And so we just kind of like made a movie with the stuff that we had. Yeah, that was really fun. It was a really incredible process. We like shot in 5 different states. We were on the road. And like, I was a producer. I was also like crafty and catering, and Jessica was the director
Wow.
as well as makeup. And I did a lot of the hair. And, like, we kind of like, and some of the parts of that movie just came from like, we were shooting at a hostel with a nice lady running the hostel, and Maria was just like, "You're making a horror film. You want some witches to come be in your movie?" And we're like, "Yeah, bring them." So it was like we kind of let parts of like the experience become a part of the film. Like if the thing like Jessica's philosophy as a director is like the thing that's happening is the thing that gets shot. Like you shoot a movie, the lead actor doesn't know their lines. Well, great. Then the scene is not about the lead actor anymore.
Well, it's amazing how that process worked for you guys because I feel like that's when the most magical stuff happens, when people are collaborating and they mesh well together, they kind of accept what's around them. And the
Yeah.
fact you guys were also fulfilling all these roles behind the scenes kind of gives you guys a different experience too, where you're kind of just handling everything and makes it
Yeah.
like even more fun and gratifying at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like, Nat and I were actually sleeping in a tent, and Nick and Jess were actually sleeping in a camper van. Like there's a gorgeous shot where it's, like, my husband and I making out at this beautiful waterfall with this incredible, like, dap of, like, light glistening off of this stream. And we were just like we had just rented a campsite near there, and Jessica comes back crying, laughing in the morning. She's like, "You won't believe there's this, like, waterfall. It's, like, right there. It's so fucking beautiful. It's hilarious." So it was cold, but we were like, okay, well, before, we'll pack up the tent and then quickly shoot Nat and Grace making out in the waterfall, and then we'll hit the road.
It's like when it's there, when life gives it to you, you got to use that opportunity.
Yeah. She was just like, it's so fucking beautiful. It's hilarious. Like, she couldn't stop laughing about it.
Well, it goes to show how like collaboration could be really important. Not only just to create yourself and to do things together, but also just for the experience and see what kind of final product comes out of that. So I'm curious
Yeah.
for you in your career, how has collaboration added to your own experience? And then on the flip side of that, a lot of people have a similar journey or dream in terms of what they're trying to do, but each experience is also very individual, can also be lonesome. And there's hard moments where there's no's or things are not working out. So I'm curious how you manage those to not let it put your light out and just keep charging forward.
Yeah. I try to be doing my art regardless of if I'm being paid to do my art, which I also think has helped me still like it. Um, I like to, learn pieces and just kind of be keeping my muscle going. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's a lot of no's. I try to the audition is the thing that happened. It's not the audition is not the possibility of a job. The audition itself is the job.
I've been hearing that a lot lately, which is such good advice because I feel like it can apply to a lot of things, and no matter what industry you're working in, where they say the process is part of the job. Enjoy the process, lean into it, like
Mm.
make that part of what you're loving to do.
Yeah. I also think the more I've gotten to get behind the scenes, the more you realize that it's getting the job is not just about being the best person who auditioned. Like it's just
Yeah.
there's so many personalities who are having to make those decisions. like,
Yep.
like think of any job you've had and how much of it has been about negotiating the different social aspects and perceived hierarchies. That's also who's making the decisions. Everybody maybe you didn't get the job because somebody who the person more in charge doesn't thought that you should get the job and they're mad at there's life is chaos.
Yeah. You just never know. A lesson I've had to learn is you don't know what the other person is thinking, so stop trying to assume what they're thinking or how they're viewing you.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be a mind reader.
Oof, yeah. I think that's really hard. And, on the flip side of that, sometimes the things that can help us get through is inspirations, whether it's early
Yeah.
inspirations when we're younger or current ones. And so I'm curious, uh, what have your biggest inspirations been, whether family, mentors, other artists, or experiences in Texas?
Yeah. I mean, I went to an incredible arts magnet high school program called the Northeast School of the Arts. And David Connolly, our acting teacher, like I really, really credit that school with first of all, I think we got a BFA done in high school. Like that we learned a lot. I really
Wow.
think we pretty much learned all the things that we could have learned if we went to college and majored in it. But also, they really prepared us for that a life as an artist is going to be hard. Advice that I was given was define success before you get there. Otherwise, you won't know what it looks like. And I think I've seen the other side of that, I think, a lot in this industry where just can meet the most successful, miserable people sometimes. like,
Yeah.
like, I don't, yeah, I'm just wait, take a step back. We're on a rock hurtling through space. like, things are good. Things are and I was like, if I can be paying part of my life supporting myself being an artist, that would be real success as an artist. And I didn't go into the industry with the expectation that that would happen. I really, took a gap year to try acting before I majored in it. And I deferred
Oh,
admittance to the University of Texas for if I didn't like it. And on my sixth day, I kind of fibbed my way into an audition for my first role. I had an audition, but I had an audition for a one line character named Virgin. And so, my, like agent at the time was just like, just say you're confused about which one you're supposed to audition for. And like I learned also the line for B, just like, and I just
Awesome.
like to such an important casting director on like my 6th day. I'm staying in an extended stay, but I was just like, I'm trying this. The point. This is an experiment. So
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, I got this audition, but like my agent sent both sets of sides, so I'm confused about which one. And like Allison Jones, who's an incredibly important casting director, just rolled her eyes and she's like, you can audition for B. So I really like I didn't move out here with the expectation that I was going to start like actually working. I thought that what I was trying was auditioning. And so I like, I had my college headshot resumes, and I knew that I wanted Gracie Gillam to be my acting name. I talked about it with my younger sibling. And especially when I moved to Los Angeles, I straight up decided to do that because of Greta Gerwig's acting. I was watching her in a mumblecore, and there's a scene where she just comes sweaty off of a dance floor, and she's sitting and like talking to somebody, drinking water in a regular looking kitchen, and she's just so alive and interested in what's happening, and she's not aware of her body in the way that like often film acting, I've been told a lot, like interrupted during a good take to be like, hey, can you not hold your arm like that? Like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, it looks like you are made of flesh. Can you stop that? So I decided to go do film acting because of watching her be incredibly alive in something. I paused the DVD alone in a room, and I wept, and I said aloud to myself, like, you cannot do that on the stage. Like, there's just something so intimate about being like, you are allowed to be so intimate when the camera is close, when the
Yeah.
audience is right there, and you're kind of allowed to forget about it even more. Anyway, so yeah, that was my story of fibbing my way into an audition I was certain I wouldn't book with my college headshot which is why like all of from a lot of my career I was acting under my legal name because they had already started Taft-Hartleying me into the union on my 7th day. And I was like, oh well, wait, I want my name to be this. It's too late. I was like, oh
Well, you got there eventually, which is awesome, number one.
yeah.
But also, I
Sorry.
think the lesson there is like put yourself in the room. Like just ask, just do the thing, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Oh my
But
God.
if you hadn't
Like,
taken that chance,
yeah. Yeah. My dad likes to say, like, any question you're afraid of asking because you might get a no, like, you're already living in the world where you've gotten the no. Like, you haven't asked
yeah,
yet. So you're inhabiting your worst, like, that, what you're afraid of is what you're accepting. Like, the worst thing that can happen is like
yeah,
what's already happening. um,
yeah. I feel like we could be our own biggest roadblock sometimes.
yeah. My brother-in-law and his now wife got like an incredible amount of time off for their honeymoon. They both did from their separate jobs. And do you
Oh,
know how they did it? They
no,
asked. They asked.
yeah, it's amazing sometimes just asking, putting yourself out there. I don't know how many things would have worked out for me if I hadn't just taken the chance and stopped telling
Yeah.
myself it's never gonna happen. That's not gonna work out. But that's how life is sometimes, and it's really strange. But that's a good piece of advice for other people to hear. And I'm curious because you've been in it for so long. What other advice would you give to someone who's pursuing a dream, who's interested in doing something?
Do it. Like in 100 years, everyone who's alive right now will be dead. That's
Yeah.
not doesn't sound very encouraging, does it?
No, but it's true because I've heard the thing like just do the thing, like just do it. Doesn't matter like about what success to other people might be or
Yeah,
how big it might be. Just do the thing, and like things will start happening. Things will come.
yeah. Which isn't to say that I'm not often afraid to do the thing. I get afraid to
Yeah,
do the thing, but also, bravery isn't about not being afraid, I guess. I try to hold on to that.
the courage is being afraid and doing it anyway,
Yeah.
which I feel like you are a good example of because you've done so many different roles and a lot of fun ones too, whether it's horrific or not. So I'm curious if you could jump into any of your universes and play one of your past characters for a day again. Who would it be?
Well, I mean, you would have to pick Layla, right? Like that's awesome. Like, of course, that would be so fun to get to experience. You can't really there's so many that no. No, that would be horrible. No.
Well, I'm also curious what Layla would be up to now. Like, what's she doing?
Whatever she pleases.
Yeah.
Does as she pleases now.
She's not on someone else's script anymore. She's writing her own.
No. I hear a lot of people who are really disappointed in the ending of the sequel with that, but I'm like, "Well, the theme was, like, like, how many times did we have to reprise Meant to Be? Seriously." That's the point. Like, the theme is fate.
Yeah. And fate and also like the flip sides of it because I feel like the movie starts out with an idea of what fate is and then
Yeah,
kind of turning that on its head.
yeah, yeah,
But it's so
yeah,
funny how that movie has just impacted so many people where they want, I don't know, more of that world and that experience. And I'm curious for you, what was it like to switch from the first movie where you're in the musical world to the second where you're in the real world?
it wasn't that different because we still had a lot of dance numbers and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you guys brought the musical movie into the real world, which
Yeah,
is so funny because just kept thinking, I was like, no one else is noticing this except the main two. So I'm just like, okay, but I'm going with it. Like I'm cool
yeah,
with it.
yeah, it's magic. Yeah, and I thought Silver Screen was just, like, one of the like, a
Oh,
technical
yeah,
masterpiece. I was just, like, a
it
technical
was.
masterpiece. The wardrobe, the set, like, that was really cool, and that was always looming because we shot that one during hurricane season, and so we were prepared to be rained out on any of the
Yeah.
days, and we just kept not being rained out, and so we, like, shot that, I think, last. I think we shot that
Wow.
last. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie too, just because of how awesome it looked. And I can imagine how fun that must have been to film.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was fun. Yeah.
Well, I was also going to ask about life changes because everyone goes through big life changes in their life and careers, and I'm curious how that has impacted your perspective on your career and the roles that you want to take in the future.
Oh, I mean, I met my husband on a set, and I really like working with him. Um, I mean, obviously, we got to collaborate on Mile 666, but, yeah, I guess that. I also, you know, I have kind of really mostly been acting in positions where I'm also producing in recent years.
This is awesome.
Mhm. It's been cool. I really like it.
What has that experience like being a producer on things?
It's just I like having the additional problem solving stuff going on. Frankly like acting and it's a lot of downtime. It's a lot of downtime. So I kind of like having multiple hats to wear, even just because it keeps me entertained.
Yeah, and I mean it keeps you busy and it keeps you involved, I feel, and you probably learn a lot by doing all those stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then you have a bunch of stuff coming up. I mean, we were talking about Mile 666, but also The Good Dark and Radon's Daughters. What can you share about those?
Okay, so Radon's Daughters is the one I shot in New Mexico, with my good friend Sienna, who I met at Columbia University. And, that it's so good, it's so good. I really want it to come out. I want it to come out so bad. It's brilliant. It's set in the early 1990s, and it's about 2
Oh,
families, one indigenous to like, the land of New Mexico, and one white family, and it's set in Los Alamos, which is, where, yeah. It's about what does it mean to be descendant of the place that was considered so uninhabited that they used it to test the atomic. And it's brilliant. I mean, I've been reading that script for like I've read every incarnation of that script since its inception. And it's so good, and the music is so good, and the acting is so good. I mean, I'm always uncomfortable when I watch myself, but oh my god, Jasper Keene is a fucking star. I'm really, really excited for that one to come out. It's absolutely brilliant. And then The Good Dark is a really fun mystery. I just did a day on it, but it's gonna be really. I think it's gonna be. It's great. The script is really fun. It's a really fun, kind of elevated genre mystery thing.
well, I'm excited for both. And so, where is Radon's Daughters? Like, what's happening with it right now? And where could people see The Good Dark?
Oh, I actually don't know the answer to the latter. I'm also
Okay,
doing that panel at LA HorrorCon LA,
awesome,
but, uh, I don't actually know about its release, anything about it. Um, and Radon Slaughters is gonna do the festival circuit, I think, first,
awesome.
and then Who's Watching is supposed to come out in theaters in the fall in at least LA and New York. Our director, Tim Kasher, who you might know from, being an indie rock god, is pushing for it to come out in more cities. But we shot it in Omaha, so it'll probably come out in Omaha too. And then, probably streaming after that. And Mile 666 is rentable or purchasable on Amazon right now. We're hoping it's going to move to Tubi
Perfect.
soon, so everyone can just stream it.
Well, if any of them come to screen here in New York, I'm definitely gonna go to a screening, so I'm excited.
Ooh, I'll say wait,
I'm gonna be
text
following those.
text me and I'll say,
Yes.
well, if it comes out, I'll wanna go there too, I think.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
They would I mean, people turn out for the screenings that happen here, and so, yeah, people would love it.
I'll just stay on Olivia's air mattress again. 'Cause
Well,
it played at Brooklyn Horror Fest, like, not even last
okay.
fall before, I think. Does that make sense?
Wow, yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
Well,
I'm
either
really hyped for it because, like I said, you have, like, so many different kind of genres that you tap into, so horror and mystery are both things that I love, and so
yeah.
it's exciting to hear about.
We should write that, 1980s modern teens get sucked into an 80s horror film, and then we can do,
I'm telling you.
but it's also a musical? It should also be a
Yeah.
musical, I guess, maybe? Does that m
Yeah, and
can we
it could either
play it?
would it be a film or would it be on stage?
Whoa,
Because
that's a
that
fun
could change it up too.
yeah. Oh, stage horror? Shout out again to the Magic Children's Theater in San Antonio. In middle school, we staged a play version of The Night of the Living Dead, and
That's awesome.
Dave Cortez, who was directing it and was one of the regular actors, did this thing where like we would like slide a bucket onto the stage and it would have like shreds of lycra fabric soaked in blood and water. So we
Oh
could
my
be like
god.
zombies were ripping like flesh out of people. This was a middle school production. It was gruesome. I've always wanted to redo that. Like, oh my God, lycra, brilliant.
Well, you gotta write it because I feel like something like that is so unique and awesome that people would go insane. They would love it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I would, yeah. Stage horror is amazing.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the Stranger Things play yet, but I've heard,
Oh,
like, the effects and the things that they do to create, like, stage magic has been
yeah.
amazing.
I saw Paranormal Activity, and it was
How was it? Because 'Cause I'm excited
so
it's coming to New York.
it's so good. You have to go see it.
Okay,
It's really, really good. Yeah, really, really, really fun. Really fun.
excited. Well, I'm curious about if there's anything else that you are in the middle of and, like, working on or that excites you, whether it's within acting and producing or something else completely.
Oh, I mean, I'm always, jazzed about the, I'm real jazzed about the, uh, era of feminine reinterpretation of Greek myth. Is
Ooh,
my big happy place right now. Like, we've got, like, really great translations of things happening. Natalie Haynes is my bitch. Madeline Miller is the best. Yeah, I think that's the thing that has been most exciting to me. I've also been, like, opening the dictionary or my book of symbols to write a poem in the morning. That's been fun.
that's awesome. That's a good creative practice to have too. How do you think that's helped you in starting your day?
Yeah, it really puts me in a really puts me in a good headspace. I think even more than like doing morning pages or anything. I
Yeah.
also like as I've been writing screenplays, I like kind of like to do a little warm up. And I just like kind of like free flow fan fiction from the perspective of an adult Tina Belcher as she's hosting Thanksgivings.
I love that. That must be fun to write too because that's such a fun character.
Yeah, and she's like definitely. I mean, she's also like probably on the spectrum too. And I do a higher pitch, like no. Um, but she's, like, very much, like it's like her healing her eldest daughter syndrome, but also,
Yeah.
like, kind of taking over some of Bob's responsibility, and I also, like I relate to his Thanksgiving anxiety a lot too.
Are you used to hosting a lot? Like, do you or does that give you anxiety? Because now I'm just thinking about like Superhost, which is a different kind of hosting, but we were talking about hosting anxiety.
Yeah, I have been the Thanksgiving cooker in recent years, yeah. I am often in charge of the cooking desks now, which is fun. A little bit less so now on my husband's side of the family because, his younger sister is, like, a pastry chef at Michelin star restaurants
Wow,
in Manhattan now, and her,
incredible.
like, very serious boyfriend is, like, a chef there. So I'm less in charge of the cooking things when I'm in Seattle than I used to be.
Take some of the pressure off though too.
Yeah, it's great. I just try to keep people out of Brent's kitchen. That's my job
Well,
now.
before we wrap up, my last two questions are: where do you find magic in the world, whether it's in the creative space and in your career, and how do you hope to create magic for others?
Ooh. Um, I mean, everywhere. Like, I definitely have a natural, perspective of wonder at the world. Like, I view things with wonder very often, but I do try to consciously take walks where, I try to focus more on awe. You know, like there's like, flowers I like to see bloom in my neighborhood. There's an agave plant that's in its death cycle pretty near me, and I've been loving. Like the flowers are starting to come out. It did the big like asparagus shoot, and
Oh,
so it's just the most beautiful death process, and the hummingbirds love those flowers more than anything. So it's always buzzing with hummingbirds. So I'm really excited to
amazing.
see the flowers get more and more big, and then it's gonna die, and it's gonna like make a bunch of babies. I tried to update the bees about my business because it's good luck, or at least it used to be considered bad
Oh,
luck
wow.
to update your bees about current affairs and things. And I try to like remind people of whimsy and that everything is chaos and also isn't that wonderful. But one thing I've been thinking about doing, and maybe you can help me decide if I should co-opt this. My aunt used to do this. Where we she would go up to anyone, like someone who worked at a coffee shop, and just be like, "Hi, happy birthday!" And they'd be like, "Oh, it's not my birthday." And then you'd be like, "Well, I think it's your birthday. Anyway, can we get?" It was this like love. It was like this wonderful, chaotic love bomb that she performed on
Yeah.
people. Well,
It's just
I
this
think it's
positive energy that I think will catch people off guard, but also like disarm them at the same time.
yeah, yeah. But like a smile from somebody can rewire your mood. So I try to do that to others
Absolutely.
because it works
Well,
on me.
I think it comes through, to be honest, and just how you carry yourself, the way that you seem so passionate about what you do and the things that you love to do, in all your roles. So I think you're a resounding success in terms of creating magic for others. I'm sure a lot of people can agree, and your fans can agree. And I know just for myself, getting to watch you in your roles and getting to talk to you, you're a source of energy and brightness, and very grateful to you. So, Gracie, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. So nice to talk to you.
You too. You are a magic maker, and you're always welcome back to talk about what you're in the middle of because I know it's going to be like a dozen different things.
Yeah.
So very
Thank
excited for you and HorrorCon coming up.
Yeah, yeah, that's next weekend. Is this gonna be out before
Yeah,
then?
I think around the
Oh,
same
hell
time.
yeah.
So yeah, so I'm definitely going to
Okay,
post about it
great.
so people can
Our
know.
panel's okay, the
I'm
panel's
going to
on
tag
Sunday.
you and everything. And before we wrap up, normally I tell people to go out there and do some magic, but I would love for you
Okay,
to say your name and tell everyone listening to go out there and do some magic.
okay. I'm Gracie Gillam, and go out there and do some magic.
You heard her. Bye, everybody. Till next time.